Hey, just going to take a brief moment today for our scripture wise. This one right here is going to be Mark 7, verses 14 through 19. It's talking about what defiles a person. A completely long scripture, about 5 verses. Normally I do the one verse, but this one I want to get through the whole verse. So, and he called the people to him again and said to them, "Hear me, all of you, and understand there's nothing outside a person that by going into him can defile him. But the things that come out of a person are what defile them." And when he had entered the house and left the people, his disciples asked him about the parable. And he said to them, "Then are you also without understanding? Do you not see whatever goes into a person from the outside cannot defile him, since it enters not his heart but his stomach, and it is expelled? Thus he declared all food clean." I think sometimes we focus in on the things that are going into our body, like, oh, we need to detox, oh, vegan, we need to make sure we eat all our vegetables, getting our iron, our calories. We just focus on a lot of stuff that's going our intake in the body, but we don't focus on the things that go outside the body. And I will say, starting in our heart, starting in our mind, our thoughts in our heart, and what derives from there, because when things derive from there, that's what defiles us, that's what sends us to the pit of hell. Like it says that your mouth and your words determine the path or the structure of where you're going to go. It determines life and death. So just wanted to take a brief moment to tell you guys that, because sometimes we think it's food that can defile us, or becoming one with an individual that defiled us, but sometimes it's just ultimately our words, what has generated outside of our body, because our spirited man is what God is most likely focused on, because that's our strong man, and he doesn't want anybody to be capable of binding our strong man due to our words, especially something so simple. The Bible talks about putting the bits in the mouth of horses, or turning the small shutter. It's just such a small part of the body, but it's so important. And I will say I have been a character of this, because I've been focusing on my demeanor and character. And there are things going on in the real world, that actually can change your demeanor and character. And I don't want to give it that much power and say it could change it, but it can force you to change it. And I want to speak to that for you guys, because becoming a Christian, it is imperative that you change what comes out of the body versus what comes in it. I think God focuses on fasting. Fasting is more so your inner man, that's your spirit man. So it's not necessarily the food you eat while you fast, or the fact that you fast. It's the fact of your spirit man while you're fasting. So if we can focus on our spirit, in Mark he talks a lot about healing sick and walking on water and feeding the 4,000. And those are instances of your spirit man, like your faith walk and your belief in Jesus and what he's capable of doing and what you are capable of doing as a person. Because what comes out of a person is what defiles them. It's not within, it's what comes without. So if we can get a grasp of that, I think we can manage most of our Christian walk. That's the majority of our Christian walk, learning how to deal with other people according to how God's ways and thoughts are. Just a quick scripture. Much love. Be blessed. God's love.